Hello there everybody, it is me XFreezerBunny and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So today's build is a little bit more on the creative side. We are building this luxury yacht. Now this is a fully functional house that was designed to look like one of those luxurious $1 million yachts that all the rich people have. I definitely designed this to be a holiday / party place. You can do whatever you want with it, but at the moment it is set up as a residential lot. Yeah, this house / yacht has a total of 5 bedrooms, which includes a master suite, 2 guest bedrooms, and an extra 2 bedrooms for the cabin crew. Each bedroom has its own ensuite bathroom as well. So I have a really interesting story on how I came up with this build in the first place. So a week ago, after I got back from my little holiday, I was really struggling for some inspiration. I don't know why, not because I didn't have fun in my holiday. I had an amazing time in Taiwan, by the way. More on that later, but for some reason, when I got back, I just had like no idea what I was gonna do next. A lot of people did ask me to do more CC builds after my last build. A lot of people asked me to do like another CC build, but I was just like, you know what, I really want to do something different. Luckily, almost immediately after I got back, I saw a lot of people on Twitter tweeting about this beautiful houseboat that was built by Belle Pint. For those of you guys who don't know her, she is a French simmer / fellow YouTuber, and she built this beautiful houseboat, which I will link in the description, and it kind of like triggered an inspiration that I kind of forgot, because for the longest time I've always wanted to do another houseboat. I've done a couple on the channel. I've even done some in The Sims 3, and those were like fully functional houseboats. Don't even get me started. But yeah, that build of hers really inspired me to kind of like build this yacht. So yeah, this is what we came up with. Definitely one of the challenging aspects on doing this build was making this yacht look streamlined and aerodynamic. So that was kind of a struggle, and I spent quite a lot of time actually working with these roof pieces and manipulating them to make the build as like aerodynamic or hydrodynamic. I'm gonna say hydrodynamic because this is an ocean going vessel we're talking about. Also, I did this little technique of enlarging these incense burners. I used a similar technique in another houseboat build I did a while back. I think that was the, I don't know, steamboat build, something like that, riverboat, whatever. That was ages ago, like that was like 4 years ago. I don't know, it was forever. But yeah, this is kind of like more of like a modern hip party vacation holiday type boat, which I'm pretty sure would be freaking relevant because recently I've been hearing some rumors which have not yet been confirmed, but a lot of people have been speculating on a potential leak for a potential upcoming pack for The Sims 4. Nobody yet knows whether it's going to be an expansion pack or a game pack or whatever, but a lot of people have been talking about a potential tropical holiday pack for The Sims 4. Once again, let's just keep in mind these are not confirmed leaks from EA, but a lot of people have been talking about them, so I mean, yeah, perfect timing, I guess, for this build. Really nostalgic for me as well, because the very first build I did, well, it's not the first build, but when I started my channel, the very first Sims game I covered was The Sims 3 Island Paradise, and that game was insane. Like, imagine actually owning a fully functional houseboat. Like, you know, you can just plop one in the ocean and you can literally drive it to any point in the world. That is how amazing The Sims 3 was. That is how ambitious they were. Like, imagine like going on like an adventure, discovering hidden islands, diving underwater. If all of this sounds unbelievable, like literally just look up Sims 3 Island Paradise. Just please avoid seeing all of my older videos because they're a little bit cringy. Oh yeah, at this point, most of the boat has pretty much been built, or at least like the shape and the exterior of it. It all came by pretty okay. I mean, as far as boats go, they have pretty similar shapes, and but here I came across a really interesting dilemma. I was trying to build roofs, like I was trying to build a pool near a roof, and for some reason it wasn't allowing me to do that. Now, at this point, I've already spent hours and hours perfecting the roofs, and I was like not about to delete all of my efforts. So instead, I left these like really awkward looking spaces where the pool slash quote unquote ocean is supposed to meet the boat. It's kind of weird. I don't know. Hopefully that will get resolved soon. I think it's actually the roof and the foundation and something like that. Something doesn't work and something just malfunctions. So yeah, I tried fixing it. Unfortunately, there's nothing that can be done about it unless I deleted the roof, and I was not going to do that. So yeah. Anyway, we're just adding in some more details on the houseboat itself. And just, some things to make it look even more realistic, such as these like satellite dishes and some like poles or whatever. I don't even know what those are for. We're just gonna say those are antennas. But you guys, let me know what you think of the potential new expansion pack. How do you feel about getting like a tropical pack really soon? I'm really excited. I've always wanted to have like more tropical items. My only kind of reservation would be is that I never really had fun with like the vacation themed packs in The Sims 4. Like we had Outdoor Retreat and Jungle Adventure, and I don't really think I had fun playing either of those packs. So I don't know. Hopefully we'll have a much better experience this time, I guess. Also, I'm looking forward for university. That's like the number one thing I want to see. And maybe cars? I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, at this point we are kind of like doing the layout and the floor plan for this build. Let me just say straight off, it's probably not the most realistic yacht floor plan. Doing this, definitely I was inspired to, or like has inspired me to build an even bigger yacht, and I think in that future build, I'm going to be able to apply a lot of the things I learned as I was building this, if you guys get what I mean. At some point in the future, I definitely want to build kind of like one of those quote-unquote super yachts. Those would be so amazing. Probably have to build it in like a 64x64. Unfortunately, the 64x64 lots, none of them are really close enough to the ocean so that I can pull off something like this where it's kind of close to the ocean and it can kind of pass off as kind of like a yacht, if you guys get what I mean. Anyway, doing this build, like I said earlier, gave me so much nostalgia, not just for The Sims 3, but also for The Sims 2, because for those of you who don't know, my very first Sims game was The Sims 2 on console on the PS2, and in that game, if you play story mode, you got to play a little family that's on a boat. I was way too young to remember all of the gritty details, but I do remember like spending quite a lot of time on a boat, and it's just building this game just brought back so many memories. I had so much fun playing The Sims 2 on the console, actually. My favorite part about playing those versions of the games is actually the controls. I like being able to control my Sims with a controller. It's like direct control, because the way you control the Sims 4, it's kind of more like a point and click type of thing, and you wait for them to do things. In the console version for the PS2, you actually control your Sims, and you walk up to an item and just click, and it'll give you like a menu and stuff like that. It's whatever. Anyway, most of the living areas for this house is actually outdoors. I know I probably should have thought about that as I was planning it, but I don't know, for some reason I just wanted everything to be open and like breezy and like really, holiday vibes. That's what I was channeling as I was doing this. So even the kitchen right there, it's open. So yeah. Also, as far as furnishing goes in this build, it's honestly pretty basic. It's not as cluttered as my usual build. But I think that's because I kind of chose to make this build look more realistic, which is kind of like a decision I do in most of my builds anyway. I want all of my builds to look realistic. So when you look at like interiors of like yachts, you'd see that a lot of the furniture, it's actually pretty basic, and a lot of furniture is built in as well. So I'm definitely overusing these counters from Spa Day, using these like literally everywhere because they do such a good job at making things look built in. So yeah, as far as furnishing goes, it's pretty basic, nothing too crazy, but there's a lot of like built-in fixtures and all of that stuff, which I think just makes everything look really realistic. By the way, the room that we're furnishing right now is supposed to be the control room. Put a little map and security camera in there just to make things a little bit more interesting, because it tends to be a little bit like some of the interiors, I'm not gonna lie, they do look a little bit bare, but like I said, it's just the way, cabins and interiors of yachts look like in real life. Obviously, the logic behind that is if you have things built in, obviously they wouldn't move around as you're actually sailing or like driving your yacht from one part of the world to another. So oh, I love this top deck. This is like my favorite area of the yacht. So I put like those day bed type things. There's a DJ booth. There's a dance floor, which is actually an item that I keep forgetting we actually have. Yeah, I really need to explore like the dance guild a little bit more. Like, I thought about building like a New York style dance studio, so I don't know, if I'm struggling for inspiration, I should probably like think about doing that. But yeah, at this point we are working on this, I don't know what to call this, ground floor deck, main deck, whatever, poop deck. Believe it or not, that is an actual term, but I don't know what it means. I just hear it all the time. But yeah, here we have kind of like a party space. There's a stereo, there's a bar, there's a jacuzzi, there is little TV so that people in the bar can, like see the game or whatever, watch the game while they're having drinks, and of course some lounge areas as well. You guys can see me putting a lot of effort into lighting this yacht up at night because it's hella lit. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just said that. But yeah, it's supposed to look really magnificent at night with the nighttime lighting, so yeah. Now we're working on the master bedroom. I wish I put the bed facing the other way, but it wouldn't have made the room symmetrical, so I had to put the bed facing away from these like, floor to ceiling windows. That's definitely one of the things I learned in this build. I will definitely change in my next yacht build. I'll definitely like make the bed face where it's supposed to be. But here I am putting in these overhead counter cabinets once again to make things look more built in. In my underwater house build, there were some people who had no idea why I was putting these counters in the bedrooms. They were like, why are you putting counters in the bedrooms? I'm like, oh, that they're supposed to make the room more built-in looking. And of course there's also storage space as well, so that's kind of like my idea for that. But yeah, this is the master bedroom. There's a little office here. I love that kind of like area where there's like a TV. I like that, what's it called, like that TV stand, whatever, TV frame, I don't know, the cabinets that are meant to look like it's supporting the TV. Oops, my chair squeaked, excuse that. But yeah, here we have like a little office area. I don't know why I put this here. Like I said, this place was meant to look like a party place, so I don't know if anybody here really needs this office, but I just put it there to make things a little bit more functional. Also, I put ceilings in this build as well. So I'm using these shelves and I'm using them as ceilings. Once again, just to make things look more realistic and more kind of like, I don't know, yacht cabin-y, if that makes sense. So there's definitely like a lot of woods. I feel like that definitely gives off a really nice cabin-y vibe. Also, it's just me, or does the interior of this look a little bit retro dated, but not in a bad way, like retro classic, I would say, like maybe 90s 80s interior type thing. I'm really happy with it though. And of course, this master bedroom has a walk-in closet. It's not the biggest one, but this is the only room that actually no, this bedroom as well as the other two have walk-in closets, but this one is the only one that has like the actual walk-in closet items that came with Get Famous. The other ones only have walk-in closets from Get Together. There we go. And this is the only bathroom that I'm going to show. The other bathrooms were pretty basic. This is the only one that was vaguely interesting. I put this like fountain behind this bathtub. I have no idea if that's really aesthetically functional in real life, but you know, I really like that idea because this bathroom was a little bit basic, so I was like, you know what, I really want to put something to make things look more interesting. I only wish that we had like a shower in here, but obviously there's like no space. We could just pretend like there's a shower above the bathtub. So yeah, anyway, we're working on the two guest bedrooms simultaneously. Literally, they're the same layout. The only difference is that one guest bedroom has a double bed and the other one has two single beds. So I mean, if you want to have a family living here, that would probably be great as well. Oh, also, I'm changing some of the wood paneling all throughout this build as well. So this wood paneling actually carries over to the master bedroom as well, just to make things look a little bit more interesting. And not too repetitive and basic. And once again, it looks nice and built in. As an architect, as an aspiring architect, seeing things that are purposeful and like built in just makes me so happy, because I think sometimes with The Sims, if you put like a bunch of random items together, they can look like a bunch of stuff that you just put together. And I mean, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it looks good, sometimes it doesn't. So every time I get to do like built-in fixtures, it just makes me so happy. I don't know, there's just the architect inside of me just feels so satisfied. But yeah, at this point we're pretty much finished building and furnishing everything except for this underground hull area. I don't know what the technical term for this is, I'm sorry, but this was supposed to be another bedroom for like the captain or whatever, but I was like, you know what, yeah, we have way too many bedrooms here, so I just made it into a movie theater instead. I imagine the people staying here would probably enjoy this kind of room, because imagine if you're like on the sea for like months and like you're going from like, I don't know, Saint-Tropez to like New York or something. How long would it take? Maybe a couple weeks? You'd probably get bored. At some point, they probably wouldn't have internet. I don't know, would they though? But I think this would be a great place to kind of like catch a movie with some of your like really rich, swanky friends or whatever. I don't know. Pretty exclusive little movie theater underneath the boat. There's also like 2 extra bedrooms on this level, which I didn't bother recording because they're pretty basic. They have the same layout. Each bedroom has 2 beds, and that's pretty much it. I'm just putting in some random appliances over there, like a microwave and a popcorn making machine. And finally, we're doing some exterior building / decoration. Putting in like mailboxes and builds like this is always a struggle, but I think I found a good spot for it. Like, this is like a mailbox, but it could also be kind of like a label or like, I don't know, like a tag for whoever boat this is. and stuff like that. And as for the landscaping, there's really not much landscaping here. I just kept it really simple. I just put like some rock formations here. Realistically speaking, you probably wouldn't want your $1 million yacht near any of these like rocks or like reefs, but I did see like in the actual ocean here in Windenburg, just outside of this lot, there's like some rock formation. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put like some rock formations just to carry that on over into this build as well. So yeah, it's pretty similar to what I did with my underwater house builds. I don't think I'm gonna put fish in here because that would necessitate me using some CC, and I don't want that. I want this to be completely CC free. But yeah, I think this is actually it for this build. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up my commentary right here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please help support the channel by sharing the video and subscribing, because that is definitely super helpful and very much appreciated as well. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up my commentary right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. You all have an awesome day. Enjoy the rest of the video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.